What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Big Five Pod, episode number 127. And we're going to get straight to it with the guest this time. Usually we have a little intro. Not today, though. This guest is very important here. We have St. Joe's forward Anthony Finkley joining us today. Anthony, how's it going, my man?
Everything's good.
Great to hear it. And of course, can't forget about Cope. Jake Copestick, my co-host. Cope, how's it going?
We're doing well, Kyle. We're doing well. I apologize if I don't have my voice. I was just telling you both before we got on. I was at the Phillies game Saturday. I was at Eagles Broncos as a Broncos fan on Sunday. So my voice has been shot for maybe the last 12 to 18 hours. I'm just starting to get back now. But yeah, really happy we could do this. Anthony, good to have you on. We appreciate your time. And how does it feel? I know that the season officially starts for you in less than a month. You got a scrimmage in a couple weeks. You're going to play college basketball this month.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get into I want to get one off-season question into you before we get into the ramp up to this season. I thought this is interesting. We had Rasheer Fleming on last year, and when you see like how he transformed his body, how much bigger, how much stronger he got, he had a lot of good things to say about your strength and conditioning coach, Eric Lang. So couple, the strength and conditioning side, the nutrition side in with the fact that you had to practice in the summer. What does your off season look like? What have you tried to get better at? Have you put an emphasis on the weights, on nutrition, like your practice regimen in all facets as you prepare for the season? What does that look like for you?
First and foremost, I like to say like I'm a worker. Like I don't really think I took time off since the season ended after UAB. So I mean, like we have like open hours. I was there every time. So like I just take advantage. Like especially guys like we have like a strength and conditioning coach who was in the NBA, so he knows what it looked like. I'm just trying to get to the main goal. So I just try. That's like one of my closest relationships on the staff is our strength and conditioning coach. So yeah, I try to take as much advantage as I can with him.
So I want to get into the coaching change now. I was at media day, and listen, enough has been made of this, but the dust has kind of settled here as you have a couple weeks till a scrimmage and less than a month until your first game here. But from the time that there's the news with that Billy announces he's going to leave, and you have Steve that's been here for a couple months, like how has he been able to gain the trust of everybody to fit in as quickly as he has and have you guys getting ready to play here?
He gained our trust just by like being around him in the summer. Like I could tell, like Penn, like smart basketball program, but not as many athletes. Him coming to St. Joe's, he has way more athletes, I would say. But I feel like he was like somewhat shaping himself in the summertime. I feel like he had hands on a lot in the summertime. So he was already really adjusted to him for like 5 months.
I got one more, and then Kyle, I'm going to kick it over to you. I asked Steve at media day, Anthony, with the style that Billy had played the last couple of years with pace and space, and you guys put up a lot of threes. I mean, Steve wants to play that same way, but he said he is going to kind of put his fingerprints on it and do things just a little bit differently. Like, what does that look like? How do you think it'll work? And just offensively, with Steve at the helm, how do you think you can have success this year?
I can have success just by like it's freelance. Like I feel like I established myself and what I could do, so I feel like I'm more confident in myself. Just like putting it out there, honestly, like it's a lot more ball movement, not so much of like isolated ball screen stuff like that. It's a lot more everybody involved, I could say.
Awesome. And
Go ahead.
yeah, so listen, 10 St. Joe's returners this year. You're obviously one of them. Even though three people who were key contributors with you last year left, how easy was it for all of you to say, hey, you know what? Even though we have some guys missing from the starting lineup and the rotation last year, let's run it back and give this another go.
I wouldn't necessarily say it was easy. It was like real friends. Like I got real relationships with all three of them. But I mean, it's business. It's college basketball now. It's like in the professional level, it's not you're gonna get new teammates, people get traded, stuff like that. It's business. So I mean, you just gotta adjust as time goes on, I could say.
Yeah. And, now that some of these guys have left, graduated, some new guys coming in, all of a sudden, you're the longest tenured player on this St. Joe's team. You're an upperclassman now. How is, the adjustment to that and being from one of the guys who's kind of soaking up everything and learning everything to now passing that knowledge on to the younger guys coming in?
It's definitely a challenge, I would say. Just not everybody. Sometimes I get to myself like expecting people to be where I am, like basketball wise, but like I'm the oldest tenure guy, so like now I gotta like chip in and like show guys the ropes or whatever. But I mean, it's a challenge every day. I'm still adjusting as time goes on.
Gotcha. And Cope, I'm going to pause 1 second because I think we got someone else trying to join
Uh-oh.
this
Derek
interview
Simpson.
here. So
Yeah, he
why
just
don't we
walked in
see
the
Mr.
house.
Derek Simpson coming on here?
Yo,
Derek Simpson, how's it going?
it's going good. It's going good. How you
Appreciate you
doing?
joining us. Good,
Doing
man.
great.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. And we're kind of mid thing right now, so we're going to keep it going. And I'm going to ask you same thing kind of I just asked Anthony, but he is now the longest tenured person on the St. Joe's Hawks team. You're going into your second year, obviously being an upperclassman. From transitioning from year one, learning everything, to now year two, passing that on. How was that adjustment for you? We just heard from Anthony's answer on that as well, but how was that for you on your second year on Hawk Hill?
You know, I think I came into a situation that was already established. Last year was really established guard wise. Everywhere, everybody was just established. And, you know, me and Justice came in and kind of had to figure out a way to fit in, if you get what I'm saying. So now in year two is kind of a lot of new pieces we have. So everybody is trying to fit. Everybody's in the same situation right now. Everybody's trying to fit in. Everybody's trying to figure out where they fit in the program, fit in the system kind of thing. So, but for me personally, you know, I think the spring and the summer really helped me be able to establish a better understanding of the program. Obviously under Lang, I thought I had a good idea for there, but now we have switched a little bit. Still a lot of the same concepts and stuff like that, but you know, still with the guys, still got the bond with them over the summer and stuff like that. So, you know, it's been good. It's been a good year transition so far.
Anthony, I got one specifically for you, and then I'm going to ask the both of you one here. But the night that Eric Reynolds broke the scoring record, I asked you, like, being a guy from the area, how did seeing him and what he could achieve and sticking it out at one place for so long, even though I'm sure they were bigger schools that wanted him, you know, how did that factor into your decision to go to St. Joe's? And you had said, like, when you see the program turning, you're not far, like it made it enticing to go there. Do you think seeing Eric's success, sticking it out at one place, even in the slightest, made you want to stay at St. Joe's and stick it out amidst the coaching change?
Absolutely. I feel like people, like our coaching staff, like that we had, plus the coaching staff that we have, it was just like the relationships. Like people leave for money. Like I feel like relationships outweigh money. Like money is everywhere. Like you can get money from anywhere. So it's like a genuine relationship, somebody who trusts in you. Then like we have conversations with coaches. It's not about basketball, like family, like stuff like that. Like that, it just shows the type of person Eric is to stand, knowing he got like a lot of money on the line and the type of people we are just being around here. That's what I like to say, bro.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. That's how it used to be before money was a thing.
Yeah.
Guys like him would stay. They were a dime a dozen, and now it's not so much anymore. But question for both of you, and Derek, I want to start with you because, Anthony, I've asked you this at times during last season, but you guys swapped spots in the starting lineup at the end of the season, and it worked out tremendously for you both and for the team. 9-4 since, Anthony, you moved into the starting lineup. Derek, you then took the 6-man role, a 7-2 end to the regular season to give you guys some momentum going into the conference tournament where for the second year in a row you reached the semifinals. So what was that like to swap pretty late into the season? And for the team, for you individually, what made that a successful transition for you, Derek, for you to become a 6-man and be the energy guy off the bench?
Yeah. Obviously you never want that to happen to yourself, but I'm an understander of the game. I'm able to understand the right moment and time, especially in that season. I think at that point when we made that adjustment, I wasn't playing as well as I should have been, you know? And I think when Ant came in, he was able to add a different, add his skill set to the game that I couldn't do because I was a guard. And, you know, I think when Ant went in there, he did his thing very well. He was able to pick apart defenses when we already had two guards, you know what I'm saying, on the floor. And, you know, I had to change, you know, obviously it messes with your head a little bit. So now you got to just take a reset, you know. And obviously that really did help us out team-wise, mainly because we already had two guards scoring at a very high level. And I was just trying to fit in there. And, you know, it is what it is. It's basketball. It's life. Stuff gonna happen to you like that in life, and you just got to adjust to it. And I thought I adjusted to it okay. Could have been a lot better, but Ant really thrived in that moment, and he did what he was supposed to. He stepped up in big time. So yeah, that finish to that end of the season was very good for Ant, and it was good for the team overall. So it didn't kill me as much. We were still winning, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I appreciate that, Derek. Honestly,
yeah, you know it.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Derek, you mentioned when you got on here, Justice Dodgebor transferred in with you last year. I guess technically he's the oldest player on this team. He's the unk of the roster, if you will. Had a waiver to play another season. One of the best rim protectors in the country last year. How good is it to have him back, especially, when you look at the overall team defense as a whole? You lose Rasheer, who obviously was an incredible defender. How important is it to keep that rim protector and that anchor another year on your roster?
Ooh. Justice has saved me so many times from open layups. I'll tell you that. Some dudes, sometimes they just make good moves and they get by you, and Justice is standing right there. I think Justice is one of the best shot blockers I've ever been a part of. And it's funny because Clifford Amore is the other one, and both of them are from the same city in Nigeria. And I told Justice, I'm like, bro, there's something in that water over there. Y'all got something going on. Like, y'all boys jump out the gym. Y'all have great instincts, great athleticism. And it all comes from his great mind, his great mindset and stuff like that. But yeah, he saved me so many times. He saved everybody so many times, blocks, all that. And we're grateful to have him back, honestly.
Yeah. And Anthony, for you, like, especially being a wing defender, I guess you're going to kind of take not necessarily more of Rasheer's role, but you're going to be probably one of the main guys on ball on the perimeter. Can you speak to that too, and like how impactful he is on the defensive end?
He one of one. I can't score him in the paint. I pass it out. But yeah, I mean, he's like Derek said, he saved a lot of us. I mean, he hopefully continue to save a lot of us, and hopefully we won't get to the point where he got to save us. So, I mean, yeah, it's a blessing to have him back, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he was massive down the stretch. He had 8 blocks in the UAB game. I was at the A-10 game against Dayton where he had 5 in the first half, ended with 7. I mean, have you ever scored against him in practice? Like this?
I got buckets on him for sure. Not the paint.
So I want to ask you one more question about defense here, because obviously with Rasheer in there as well, both in this conference and nationally, block percentage was high, and you guys were as good as anybody at defending shots inside the three-point line, of course, is what you had at the rim. And although Rasheer is gone, you have Justice back. Steven Solano's coming back for another year, even though he seldom played last year. You have Al Amadou coming in, Jaden Smith. You guys have a lot of size and a lot of length at the 4 and the 5 spot. So not only with the bigs, but for you guys, how can you sustain that level of defense, not only from the three-point line, but especially with you guys being so good inside the arc? How can you do that again?
I mean, I think our defense all across the board is good. We got little annoying guards, Deuce Jones, Kafik Myers, Derek, and then like us, I mean, the forwards is like a lot of lunch, like versatile, get up in you. I mean, we got fast forwards, quick feet. Then we got shot blockers, Al Amadou, Steve, Justice. So I mean, like, it should be a fun year defensively, honestly, and then can lead to transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
One more about – go ahead, Derek. Sorry, don't let me interrupt you. Go ahead.
I was going to just add a little piece to that is the main difference from last year to this year is we're way more handsy, as in like it might hurt us, but it might really help us in a sense where we are really good at fouling. Really good at it. But we get away. We're very good. Hands are always in gaps and stuff like that. And I think that's one thing that I have gotten better at over practicing the summer is just like learning how to be able to be a little better with my ball handling, mainly because dudes like Deuce Jones, Kafik Myers, we even have a freshman, Austin. This dude, like they all are very, very handsy. Hands are always in the pocket. Austin is very good, and he strips dudes, and you don't even know the ball is out your hand, kind of thing. And like very, very handsy team. So, yeah, I think that's the main difference.
I want to touch on the press, Kyle, before I kick it back to you, because you guys pulled it out a little bit late non-conference into the early conference portion, and when you guys were able to turn up the pressure on people, it worked. You guys love to play fast, and when you sped up the game, like that press was really a weapon when you needed it. So now that you have even more guys from last year that can play 94 feet, that have speed, that have those hands. Like, do you think that press is going to come out a little more than it did last year?
Honestly, I think we'd probably be pressing the whole time, honestly.
Oh, man, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Man-to-man, full court. See what you got.
You're running a lot. What's the running? What's the conditioning regimen like?
Oh, yo, Miami Heat conditioning drill. Friday, 6 a.m. So,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Outdoors or indoors? You running a track?
No, we indoors. We indoors
Okay.
with it.
I'll say outdoors isn't sustainable throughout the entire season, so hopefully indoors. But I mean, you mentioned, playing in gaps, being handsy, running a lot. That obviously coincides well with typical Steve Donahue offense, where you guys are playing at a faster pace. He, I think, almost always led the Ivy League, and their teams led the Ivy League in pace. If not, they were up there. Is that something that he's stressing more of, at least in the transition aspect of defense to offense, or is that just something that fits the mold of this team, particularly with what you just mentioned?
You want to go ahead? What you think?
No, he can go.
Yeah. All right. I think Steve Donahue's offense is meant for our team. I think we've had a very good fall session. So September was just about learning his style of play a little bit better since he became head coach. And one thing that we're trying to do within his offense is be able to slow down and just take a breather real fast. I think all summer you learn how to just play. Now it's time to get to the X's and O's a little bit more. And his offense is very it's going to fit us very well, mainly because we can play very, very fast, but we're learning very good now to slow it up a little bit. And all the cuts, all the back cuts, all his mind games that he likes to play on offense should fit very well. And we're very handsy on defense. And he likes to let us play too. But when it's time to slow down, it's time to slow down and, take a second to breathe. So, yeah.
Fair enough. I got to ask you about one guy. You played him 4 times last year. Now he's on your roster. That would be Deuce Jones, coming over from LaSalle, preseason first team All A-10. You guys have obviously seen him in the practice the last few months to go along with playing against him last year. And when we had Coach Donahue on, he spoke incredibly highly of him. And he thinks that Deuce's competitiveness has taken an even further leap this offseason and in workouts and everything. And that was even before he became head coach. So what have you guys seen from Deuce Jones and this offseason leading up to this season? Anthony, we'll start with you. How impactful can he be year one on Hawk Hill?
He could change the whole game, honestly, just on his aggressiveness. I mean, I feel like when you have a point guard like that, ultra aggressive, since I've been here, honestly, and it's like his scoring ability, and he could defend. So, yeah, I feel like he took we'll see if he took a bigger jump than last year. I mean, he did have a good year last year. So.
Yeah. That is one of the most annoying guards I have ever been a part of in practice. Most annoying guard. And he's annoying because he's very handsy. He's very physical. He's very quick on his feet. His effect on Hawk Hill this year will be very, very large. And as Ant said, like, he can change the game any second he wants to. Obviously he won Rookie of the Year. So, the whole motto to him is, keep that going. Just keep that motivation. Keep it going. Don't let anybody else tell you what you is, what you not. You know who you are, man. Just keep going. Just keep being you. Keep coming every day and working. And we're going to work with something. We're going to get something done this year. Yeah.
Let's talk about another transfer guard here. We'll talk about Jaden Glover. Almost came to Hawk Hill last year. I mean, he was almost a guy that was on your team a season ago, but comes in this year. Look, he's young, as is Deuce. They're only going into their second year, but man, like these guys can really be something if they're healthy and they're clicking on all cylinders. Like, yeah, you know what Deuce is all about, but you bring Jaden in as well, who you didn't play against 4 times, but I'm sure you see how good he can be. How do you think he can pair up with Deuce Jones, and how do you think he can fit in? I mean, you got a lot of scoring leaving the door last year. You're bringing in a guy that can potentially supplement that right away. How good do you think he could be?
Want me to go there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jaden Glover is like, I don't know. He could be as good as he want to be. Honestly, he got every tool to me. He can make a shot. He's super athletic. I'm excited for him. Honestly, he got the opportunity to see what he about. Like, this is get your feet wet now. I want let's do something. I'm excited for him.
Yeah. I think one of the best parts of him coming to our team is obviously his ability to affect the game physically. It was shooting and all that stuff. But the one thing that he has is experience on a very good team. He's able to bring that knowledge over here. And even talking to him, I was able to kind of pick his brains about what those dudes that he was on a senior pack team, so much experience and all that. And, he's told me some things that they've done, mainly because of their experience and stuff like that. And like, that knowledge is very important to bring to this team because we are also kind of young. So he was in a very big winning culture. So he can bring that over here, and whatever knowledge he's able to bring from that experience, it helps. Anything helps. Yeah.
So got to ask you some Big Five related stuff because we are the Big Five pod. It'd be remiss if we did it. You guys are going for a third straight Big Five championship and a third straight banner to be hung in the now Xfinity Mobile Center. But before we get into all that, like just with Anthony, you being from the city, Derek, you're from only right over the bridge. Did you grow up going to Big Five games? Did you root for a team? Like, what was your upbringing like in the Philly hoop scene?
I don't really want to disclose this, but I was a Nova fan growing up as a kid. So yeah, that's who I rooted for, sadly.
Who'd you go watching then? I admittedly I did too. When I was 5, 6, I was watching. I grew up watching Nova too.
I watched Amari Spellman, which I worked out with a few times. I'm a big Jalen Brunson guy, of course. I like Colin Gillespie game.
Derek, about yourself?
I'll be completely honest. Last year was the first time I ever stepped into Palestra.
I won a chip in there before.
Yeah, I know you have. That's what I'm saying. You got that.
We'll get to that. Hold that for.
We're gonna get to that.
That was my first time in the Palestra. That was my first time playing Nova. It was my first time like being in that atmosphere. So that was my first experience. I never really knew about the Big Five until I came here for real. So that I had a good first experience. Trying to have a good second one too.
Kyle, one more, and then I'll kick it back to you. Before I'll let Kyle ask about the banners and the whole championship game here, but you guys, for the second straight year, beat Villanova. You haven't, prior to 2 years ago, it had been 11, 12 years since St. Joe's did that. You go to Finneran Pavilion last year, but then this past season, you play a game at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The place is still packed. You end up beating Villanova again. You beat your hated rival. You play in the city championship game. What do you remember from that game and how much of a nail biter and a rock fight that one was?
I guess you could say that was my coming out party, I guess. But yeah, that was a fun game. I mean, I'm a gamer. I like big crowds, stuff like that, rivalries. Like that's like a Newman Roman type of game to me. Like that's a big type of game. So yeah, I take those kind of games a little extra personal.
Derek, about you?
I hit the first 2 threes, so I was feeling myself. I was feeling myself. So you know how that game went. That was a good game. From a everyone standpoint though, like that was like that everybody did their part. Everybody did what they had to do, from coaches all the way down to players. So that experience was good playing Nova. Yeah.
And listen, it worked out both years for you, Anthony, and then last year, obviously, for you, Derek, as well. So I know you guys are looking forward to that matchup again. But in general, and Derek, for you first, but then Anthony as well. Mm-hmm. Now that you said you didn't really experience playing in the Big Five or knowing about the Big Five or setting foot in the Palestra before, you came to Hawk Hill last year. Anthony, obviously, you've had some experience, and we'll get to that too. But what was it like for you? What was it like your first year being part of this story tradition, the rivalries between schools, playing at Wells Fargo Center, which I'll still call it probably for the next few years? But what was it like playing in all these Big Five traditions and formats and different things?
Yeah, it was special mainly because it was every Philly school just wanting to win the city. That was the whole goal. Never been in something like that. High school, college, never been anything like this. So, it felt special to the community. It felt special to the city. And when you come on top, it's a different type of feeling of you like, damn, I feel like I run the city kind of thing. And obviously you got to run the city again the following year. You got to repeat yourself. But yeah, overall, like I think this is one of the best things going in the country. Like, you can't top this right here. Like this is 6 teams. Was it 6 teams, right? Just
6 teams, yeah.
battling it out, and every game is packed, regardless of if you're good or not. Every game is going to be packed. So it's a good way to get your name out there and a good way to show yourself and, make yourself stamped in the city. So it's a fun little thing going on. Yeah.
And Anthony, for you, obviously growing up in it as well, but playing the Plestra and the Catholic League, for your first few years being at St. Joe's and experiencing this, how is it for you, even though you grew up a Villanova fan, how is it for you, just playing in something that you've grown up watching and learning from?
It's I can say like a dream come true. Just being in a place where people I looked up to played at is that's like something good for me. Honestly, oh my jaw about to die. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, I said like being in a place where people I looked up to played in. That's just like that's the icing on the cake for me. Like being in the same situation, knowing that the Nova boys like Jalen Brunson, I've never lost to nobody, which I didn't either. But yeah, so like I basically the same thing as them.
all right.
Love that he threw that in there. He hasn't lost the Big 5 game yet.
Listen, it's a good stat, and I know you guys want to keep it going this year for sure. All right, some kind of rapid fire questions to end it here. We're gonna get this one out of the way first. Usually we save it for last, and if you talk to your coach at all before coming on here, this question's coming. You guys are both local. You've been on school a couple years now at least. What's your favorite cheesesteak spots? I just had one yesterday, so I have an answer. But what's your guys' favorite cheesesteak spots?
Go ahead, Derek.
I'll be honest. I really haven't had a good one since I've been over here. I'll be honest, but there's this one spot over here. What's it called? Bala.
Bala Inn.
Yeah, the Bala Inn over here. I had one from over there a while ago. It was pretty good. So I'll just say that I really haven't got my taste buds around the city yet.
Okay.
You're not going the right place, man. We can help you out. You're not going the right place, man.
And you got to help him out.
He lived with me. I don't know what's wrong with him. But I've been staying away from cheesesteaks for some time, but I'd say D'Alessandro is probably my favorite.
Very
So that's a
popular
leading answer.
Yeah.
That gets the most votes out of anybody. But it's a good place to start, Derek. Just saying. Not too far from where you're at. It's a good place to start.
Even go try Larry's. Larry's is good too.
Yeah.
Right on campus.
It's a 5-minute drive, dude, so we go to D'Alessandro's.
All right, let me know, man. Let me know.
Yeah, we can help you out. We don't have to worry about being in playing shape at all. So we eat all the cheesesteaks we can get our hands on, man. NIL obviously legal now. Wasn't so many years ago, but now it's whatever. But if you guys could pick your dream NIL deal, what would it be? And not the money amount, because I had somebody tell me they wanted $1 million. I said, shit, dude, I'd love $1 million too. But who would you want to sponsor you? And it could be anybody, anything.
That's
It's a great question.
I'm gonna go with Young Thug brand Spider.
Spider? That's possible. That's literally possible.
It's possible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's possible. You get it. You know what I'm saying? Go down to ATL and stuff like that.
I'm big in the car, so I'll say like Benz or Lamborghini.
Good man.
answer.
Hook you up with the cards. I mean, you guys are in a pretty nice area of town. Maybe you could talk to some people. I'm sure they could get you a car. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
One more, and then let me kick it over to you. How about another NIL-related question? There's been a lot of rumors we could see some jersey patches coming to college basketball and college football. If you could pick the jersey patch for your team, could be a local brand, it could be national. What do you think you'd want to put on your jersey? What would you want to wear every night?
I know Ant want Wawa.
Wawa.
Yeah, I know that.
Another good answer.
I knew that one. Even though I call him 7-Eleven, but we cool. We live with Wawa.
7-Eleven
Wawa's
is
just way better.
Miles underneath.
Yeah.
The best
It's
7-Eleven
convenient.
can't touch
He's
the worst Wawa.
trying to downplay me. Like that's what he's trying to do. Like
He's rage baiting. I love it. It's what I do to him.
That's it. Yeah, that's it, man. Just some motivation.
Yeah.
So we got
And how
Wawa
about you?
and 7-Eleven.
You said 7-Eleven?
no, I said Wawa. I don't.
Oh, not you. I'm sorry, Derek.
No, I said Wawa. I'd be cool with a little Wawa patch. That'd be cool.
Good
Okay.
man. Good
Fair
answer.
enough. All right.
Yeah.
Anthony, we've alluded to it a couple times, but you won the PCL championship in a crazy game. Cope and I were actually both at that game, but Xavier Brown, your former teammate, now twice banked in game-tying shot to send it to overtime after you guys, I think, were down 9 with a minute left, something like that. How was that experience for you and getting to the mountaintop of the plush? Corners full, everyone going crazy, everyone throwing up the X in the student section. How was that?
That game was probably the best game I ever been a part of. That was the best game I ever been a part of. I still joke around with Kafik about that in practice. Like, we'd be like scrimmaging. I like, yeah, he go to Newman. Like, he with us. Like, he gonna miss all that. It's like it's a lot of crazy stuff. Like, my family left because they didn't want to see us lose, and then they heard like everything that was happening. They was trying to get back in. It was over, but I mean, yeah, that was the best game I ever been a part of. I watch it on YouTube to this day.
As you should, as you should. All right, Derek, for you now, and this is something that I debate on a lot with friends, family, and everything. You being a Jersey guy, I think that Jersey has 2 parts, north and south, but there's a lot of people that will say that there's a third part, which would be the central. Does Central Jersey exist as a New Jerseyan?
It's awkward calling it Central Jersey. It do exist, but it don't though. But like it's kind of like when you're in the middle, you kind of just be like, yeah, I'm just in the middle of Jersey. But like, I don't think it exists.
Thank you.
North and south. You just keep it simple.
That's what I tell people. And then when people were referring to like, Rutgers, for example, could be considered in Central Jersey, I would say that it is in the northern part of South Jersey.
Yeah, I would say because have you?
And
been
then there's
to
the south part of the North Jersey.
Yeah, have you ever been to South Jersey before?
I've been to
South. Like
yes.
like that is south. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like so. Yeah, I don't think there's a Central Jersey. Yeah,
I agree. And also pork roll or Taylor ham, because that's the other popular Jersey question.
Pork roll.
I agree.
They're eating bad out there.
Yeah, pork roll. I'm not gonna say pork roll. I don't eat it personally, but
listen. I don't. You guys got to stay healthy. I don't blame you for the cheesesteaks for the pork roll. I don't blame you. Cope, you want to get the last one here?
All right. This is a big one here. I'd love to hear your answer on this. If the both of you dressed up as the Hawk and you had to flap your wings all game, could you? First of all, do you think you'd make it? And who of the 2 of you is lasting the longest flapping the wings?
He got it. I don't think I can make it to the first media timeout.
Yeah, I'm last night. Yeah, halftime gonna be. Yeah, I got till halftime. The only thing is you can't see out that head, so you just flapping and just hearing
Flapping
noise.
into the abyss.
You ever see the Hawk working out? Like, he's got to be on some.
Oh yeah. He's definitely
serious stuff.
got to. Yeah, he got to work out.
Yeah.
And the way you just nothing.
I need the shoulder regimen.
Could you either of you do one arm for the whole game? What if you alternated? All you had to do is one arm. Could you make it 40 minutes?
It depends. Like, it got to be like something on the line. Like, I'm not just doing that.
But Cope, that's more than 40 minutes though. The game's 40 minutes, but you got to do halftime. You got to do pregame. Anytime you're on the court, the wings have to be flapping. That's the thing.
I mean, for the sake of regulation, yeah. Make me sound like I know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah,
you do know what you're saying. I'm just saying for the stipulations of this. You know what I mean? But listen, I need that guy's shoulder regimen. Or whoever's in it. I need to figure out what it is because.
No, you're just gonna burn calories. You're just gonna burn a lot of calories. That's it.
That's true.
You're just gonna be sweating under there. So that could be a workout. That'll just be a workout. That's it. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Very much appreciate your time. And best of luck this season with everything. You guys are set for a great year. So thank you guys. Cope, any final thoughts for these guys before we sign off?
Yeah, appreciate your time, fellas. Time's ticking. I mean, you had that scrimmage the end of the month, and then you play in just under a month as well. So good luck to you guys with everything. Good luck with school. Good luck on the court. We'll be at Hagan Arena for a bunch of games. So thanks again. Good luck to you both.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes,
all right, Derek, thank you. Guys, we'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.